Hello everyone. Today I'd like to speak about resigning and how to do it the proper way. There are do's and don'ts for resigning from a position, and those will have consequences whether you do it the right way or the wrong way. You can have positive consequences or really negative ones. So let's talk about reasons for resigning. You can resign because you've had another job offer, because you want to go back to school, you're relocating, you're retiring, or you've just had a really bad experience. So the basics of resignation is to provide a letter and say to your employer, I'm resigning from this position and this will be my last day. And really, that's all that you require to put on a resignation letter. Anything more than that is up to you, but you have to remember not to put anything negative in writing, because that will go onto your employment record and it will follow you. So the first person that should hear about your resignation is probably your direct manager. But if you don't have that comfortable relationship where you can go to them and say, listen, I have to leave my job, then you can go to higher ups or to your HR department. That's probably where you should be going. And you should never badmouth anybody, to your colleagues, to other people outside of the organization or company that you work for. That's not going to look good on you. It's going to make you look disgruntled. It's going to take away from the legitimate reasons that you're leaving, and it just doesn't look professional. You're leaving, that's it. It's good enough for you, bad enough for them if they were hoping to keep you on. But there should never be room for ways for them to come back and say, well, she's that kind of person or he's that kind of person. So we need to make sure that we do it professionally, that we do it amicably, and that we do it properly. So before you put in your resignation, be prepared to be walked out the door. Some companies have a policy of not even letting you finish those 2 weeks or however long you need to give as a notice, because they do not want people to, knowing that they're leaving, to still have access to their files, to their information. So before you leave, you should prepare yourself for that. That means erasing anything personal off any company device that you have to return or that is stationary there, and taking any personal things that you have from your desk, from your drawers, that's left with anyone else. And they may just decide to see you out the door and to pay you for the remaining time that technically you should have been staying to work. Now, the time that you have to give them, the notice, the standard is 2 weeks. There are times where you would not have to give 2 weeks, and that is if you've had either some sort of bullying or sexual harassment or other negative experience that would give you the basis for leaving immediately. And other than that, you need to give 2 weeks notice as the standard, unless of course you have something else stipulated in writing, such as an employment contract that states you have to give them X amount of time before you leave your job. So we'll leave it at the 2 weeks for now. That's the standard. If you have any questions around other scenarios, feel free to give me a call or to send me a message, and I will reply to you on a case-by-case basis. I'm trying to keep this video a little bit less lengthy than other ones so that I can retain your interest. So, okay, we're going to go back to what you should not do. So never ever talk badly about your manager, about other colleagues, to other people. If you have something to say, leave it for your conversation with human resources. And also, they may ask you for an exit interview requesting your feedback about your experience working there. So what you liked, what you didn't like, if you have any recommendations, if you have any grievances, if you would make any recommendations as to how to improve on the position. Now, this is a little bit tricky, because if you start giving them recommendations that you didn't give before, that you didn't suggest, that you didn't implement while you were working there, they may ask you, why didn't you bring this to our attention? So if it was the case where your manager wouldn't have accepted, or you felt like they wouldn't have been perceived in a positive way, then you could mention that. Say, I didn't have the freedom to make these suggestions. I didn't have the leeway to make recommendations, you know, because I had pushback, or because they were taken in a negative light, or because there was a situation of bullying. But you can say to them, now that I'm leaving, I just think that you should know that if you went ahead and did this or changed that, the job function might be a little bit more efficient. They will thank you for that. They will appreciate it, and they will then take it and try to see if they can implement any of those suggestions if they feel that it agrees with their vision. Now, you might be asked to stay a little bit longer than your notice to help with the transition, either when they're going to bring somebody new to replace you, or if they're going to eliminate that position and reallocate the duties to other people. So in this case, if you're able to stay on and help them, that looks really great on you, and it actually gives you the opportunity to negotiate on your terms and at what pay you want for that. And it will look really, really good to your next employer to say, I left, I was asked to help with the transition, I stayed, we made these I made these recommendations and they were implemented, we made these changes together, and it helps everybody along the road. So those are the things that you can do in order to make it a little bit more smooth. You can always ask for recommendations from your colleagues, from your managers, and even people who didn't work directly with you but knew of you or worked alongside you, that you can ask them to sort of recommend you based on your communication with them. There are so many other things that people can recommend you for other than your direct role. So they can say that you were a team player, they can say that you helped them in their division, they can say that you were just an added you know, breath of fresh air to the culture of the company. But anything positive that anyone can say about you is wonderful. So I would definitely ask for recommendations from people that you got along with. And another good thing to do is to send, well, first of all, with your resignation, you should be grateful to HR and your management, saying how you appreciate the opportunity, you appreciate the experience, you appreciate having spent so much time with them and getting to know them on a personal level if need be, and just letting them know that it's a part of you that you're going to take forward with you. Then you can also ask if you are able to send a group email to either the company if it's a small one, or to your particular team, and tell them that you're leaving and express your thank you to them for your interaction with them and everything that you may have done for each other. And then you can invite them to stay connected to you and maybe to follow you on LinkedIn, and that really opens the door for further networking opportunities. And then if you want, on your last day or just prior to your last day, you can bring in some treats, maybe have a little get together, maybe arrange to go out with your colleagues and grab a drink or some lunch or dinner, and really have like a farewell and be on good terms, because you never know when you're going to see them again. You might cross paths with them again. You may come back to work there. Sometimes when people resign and your employer sees where you're going and how you're progressing, when they have another opportunity available in a more senior position, they may call you back and say, you know what, we really value the work that you did here, and we really appreciate the way that you left, and we would like to offer you an opportunity to come back at a more senior level and help us, you know, grow the company. So that would be an added bonus. So I tried to keep the video short, but there's just so much to say. I gave you the basics of the do's and don'ts, and I hope that this is helpful for you. If you found this video valuable and you think other people might benefit from hearing or viewing it, then please like it and share it, because sharing is caring. And please go onto my YouTube channel and subscribe for more great content. And I hope that if you do resign, it's for the best of reasons, and I wish you the best of luck wherever it is that you're going. So have an amazing, amazing day, and we'll see you next time.